Hi, welcome to this lesson on precalc. So this is precalculus, and in this lesson, what we're gonna do is to solve for a particular variable, okay, given in an equation. In some other words, somebody can say changing the subject of a given equation to the specified variable. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Solve for c in the equation that. Okay, so in this equation, what we're gonna do is to solve for c. What it means is this equation is originally solved for p, saying that p is equal to c plus cm, right? So what we want to do is to solve for c in this. Some of the actions that we can do in these type of problems are doing factorization, division, addition, subtraction, and everything. Okay, so first off, we need to make sure that c is just appearing once. Okay, here if you look at this, c is appearing here and here, and the method we can do is what we can use factorization method. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, but I'm going to factor c. So if I bring c out in the first term, what will be left in this side? Okay, so if I bring c out, c is out, the next thing that will be left is 1, and the reason why I'm leaving 1 there, I will explain that later. On the other side, if I bring c out from the c times m, I'm going to be left with m. Okay, so plus m. Now the reason I left this 1 is that so that when I distribute c through this 1 plus m, I should get this equation back. I mean, you can always cross check and you see that you get p is equal to c plus cm. Okay, if you distribute this, because c will multiply this, and then c will multiply that, and then you have c plus cm back. Okay, that's why we leave the 1 there. Okay, on the other hand, we can divide each side by whichever expression that is attached to the c, so that c will be standing alone. So I'm going to divide the left side by the expression 1 plus m, divide the right side, that was the right side, so divide the left side by 1 plus m. If I do that, this whole expression is one entity, so it cancels out. Okay, look at the way I'm canceling. I'm not canceling 1 and 1, I'm canceling the whole parenthesis 1 plus m. Okay, so what will be left here is I'll have p over the expression 1 plus m is equal to c. So in other words, I'm saying that c is equal to p over 1 plus m, which is the equation we wanted to solve for. Okay, we go to the next problem. It says we should solve for r in this expression. Okay, so to solve for r, again, look for whatever that is attached to r. Is r appearing in this equation? How many times can you see r? I can see r once. So the next thing I have to do is, okay, is there any other thing that is attached to the r? Yes, we have 2 pi attached to the r. So all that we have to do is divide each side of the equation by the whole expression that is attached to the r. So I'm going to have c divided by 2 pi is equal to r, and that's it. Because or maybe if you want to see the process, this was originally this guy, and I have to divide that side by 2 pi as well. Okay, so that the whole of this 2 pi, I can take that one out, and then in effect we have c over 2 pi is equal to r. So in this particular problem, r can be written as c over 2 pi. Okay, now we go to the next problem that says we should solve for h in this equation. Okay, so the equation is a is equal to h into b1 plus b2 over 2, or everything divided by 2. Okay, so that. Now I want to solve for h. First thing is, of course, I have an expression that is attached to h. Okay, but one of the easiest way to solve for variables in these type of equations or these type of problems is that you want to always do away with fractions. So you want to make sure there is no fraction that is happening in there. So that is if you have fraction in there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to do something to both sides of the equation so that I don't have a fraction. Notice that if I multiply this side of the equation, the right side of the equation, by 2, this 2 and that 2 will go away, so I will have the right side not being a fraction anymore. So I have to do the same thing to the left side. That's how equation works. Whatever you do on the right, you need to do the same thing on the left. So what I did here is to multiply 2 to both sides, and I'm going to have 2 times a is equal to h times b sub 1 plus b sub 2, or b1 plus b2. Okay, now to make h stand alone, or to solve for h, I have to divide each side of the equation by whatever term that is attached to, or whatever whole expression that is attached to the h. So notice this, I'm not dividing by just b1 or maybe b2. I have to divide by the whole expression, b1 plus b2. I'm gonna have b1 plus b2 here. Then again, like I said, this expression will cancel that. It always comes out when you divide the expression that is attached to the interested variable. Okay, so I'm gonna have 2a 2a is equal over b1 plus b2 is equal to h. Okay, so in effect, I have my h to be given as 2a over b1 plus b2, and that is your equation for h. Okay, if I go to the next problem, say solve for g in this one. Okay, so like I said, check everything that you have. Is there a fraction in there? Yes. So I have to make sure there's no fraction. Again, if I multiply this side by 2, you know, that term alone, if I multiply by 2, these two cancel. So 2 can cancel 2. Okay, I'm going to have 2 canceling 2, and so there wouldn't be any fraction. So what I have to do is, because I multiply 2 to that term, I need to do same for each term I have in the equation. So I'm going to have 2 times the s, right? So I have 2 times s, and I have to multiply 2 to this side as well. Okay, so I'm going to have 2s is equal to gt squared plus 2vt. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is, because the g and expression g is happening only once in this, and the other side do not have a g, what I have to do is to subtract that term from both sides of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 2vt from each side of the equation and see what happens. Okay, 2vt minus 2vt. Now this and this are the same. If I'm subtracting, then I'll have, this will give me 0. Okay, so in effect I have 2s minus 2vt is equal to gt squared. So now I have an equation where g is standing alone with an expression attached to it, or something attached to it. So the next thing I do, like I said, is to divide each side of the equation by whatever term that is attached to the g that I don't want. Okay, the g. Okay, the g is an interesting one, or the variable of interest. So this t squared will cancel t squared, and all I'm gonna get is that I'll have 2s minus 2vt over t squared is equal to g. Okay, and so if I want to write g as a starting variable, g is equal to 2s minus 2vt over t squared. Of course, if you want to do a lot of simplifications, you can factor 2 out from the top, and you have s minus vt over t squared. A lot of people can do more simplification than this, which we are not interested in. Okay, because if you have a fraction, this means this is dividing this guy, so you have g is equal to 2s over t squared minus 2vt over t squared, right? So if you have a fraction, that is how you can split it, and this is the same as 2s over t squared minus 2v over t. And there's somebody can go ahead and say this is 2 out s over t squared minus 2v over t. this or that, whichever way you end is perfect, is the correct answer. Okay, so unless the problem says simplify completely, you can leave it this way. Okay, all right, so that is it for making a change of subject of an equation, or maybe trying to solve a particular variable in a given equation. Okay, see you in our next lesson.